graduate. It's a fraud, and somebody has to go to jail for that. I don't know who exactly, but no, we have to take it to court.
It's a very simple thing.
I think it's a term that seems like it's not so loud, like it's not so heavy to use, but
no, it's not.
At the end of the day, it's a fraud.
I mean, for somebody to be in school for 4-6 years and, towards the end, we already say, oh, thank God, or more like Happy New Year, do you understand? And that's where somebody is telling you that, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, I mean, that's a lot, really. So whoever that, started this whole thing will be the one to be put behind bars. It's a very simple thing. This is not, sentiment or we trying to sweet the thing. It's not already sweet, so let's not even try to, bring out sweetness in it. I mean...
But put behind bars, you cannot necessarily put like a school behind bars. So
there's definitely one person shut down, I mean,
this really has a very large implication.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure the school is also doing well in other courses and are producing great students, because we're just focusing on the dentistry department of UNICAL. So UNICAL just had a flaw from that department.
How sure are we that it's not happening? Maybe some other
things that we don't know. It has not been brought to the light. Let us not even open that up to look that way. But at the end of the day, it's really looking. So at this point, what we need is the right bodies to come out to talk. Let it not just be students protesting.
Action, please.
Okay, of course, action.
Yes, please.
But the talk will first start with, oh, somebody at least listen to us, and then there will be an action. Now, as we begin to wrap up the show, I cannot but talk about the emotional and psychological impacts that this would have on the student. And at this point, honestly, it feels like, oh, if I'm just talking about it, you're not in our shoes. How much do you really know? But God's beauty, how much of an impact do you think this is going to have on the student? Do you think that, because some of them were even saying that we don't want a transfer to another school. Do you know that? They said they don't want a transfer to another school. Because that sometimes it might mean they will start from another level. Yeah. Some were even saying we don't want another course. We still want the dentistry. Because another option could have been, oh, put them in botany or zoology or animal science.
That's not working.
But which one will you take?
See, I would prefer we transfer to another school so they can take the same course. You see, the thing is, when you choose a course, maybe for some people, so for some people, JAMB gives them a different thing and they just embrace it with their heart. There are some persons like me that is one course that I want to study. Let me not waste my 4 years. It's better I don't even study at all than for me to study a different course that will probably not even yield me a positive result or the kind of results that I want. Do you understand? So yes, I think being transferred to another school works way better than, choosing another course. I don't know. For you to pick one particular course, you of course know, you already thought about 5 years from now what the plan would be, where you're taking with this and all. So imagine being given another course.
I think I just saw that particular placard with the statement that said to transfer us is to abandon your responsibility. And I think that one really hits home. The person is like, no, I'm not thinking of any transfer at this point. One thing with this particular course is a competitive and demanding field. So I want to assume that the people here are they're not jokers. They're not just Gen Zs that are not doing anything intentional. They are people that are really using the whole of their brain to really pass in this course, because it's a very demanding one. Imagine now having to subject this student to protests. I'm not sure some of these students are people that normally for other kind of protests you find them. We hear stories of how reserved some medical people students are, how some of them don't even have a social life. So for them to, the thing had gotten so deep that at this point is our future. If we don't talk about it, nobody is going to help us. And I cannot again but talk about the emotional impact that this is going to have on the student while looking at the shame and the isolation that comes with this. We are in Nigeria and we know what it means. Even when people read the stories and the headline and see that it is your school that was at fault, or maybe a particular regulation that did not benefit your school and you at that point, there will still be that stigmatization.
I agree.
You will still go home and maybe, in fact, let's even paint the worst case scenario. This case was not attended to and these people really had to go home and that department was just shut down, for a long time. Do you understand? And many of them, maybe they'll still retain some quota. Maybe they'll pick it based on their most brightest students and all of that. So the ones that will now go, this is the worst case scenario. Do you know the kind of impact that this will be? The shame that comes with this. Because Nigerians are not really the most empathic people that I know. They are not. Even when they read the stories and they know that, it's somebody that... Look at rape victims, for example. A child that was raped can have stigmatization for the rest of her life. Just because they feel like, Yourself, why you there in that sense?
Why you go wear that kind of clothes?
Exactly. So I can imagine what this means for the students. Some be like, and if you not take that school, you know, say they tell you, say, this other school, permit my verbiage, I'm Nigerian at this point, and I'm trying to just use the Nigerian parlance. And you know, you hear people talk about that. So I'm wondering how we didn't really overcome the shame, the stigmatization that comes with it. And also, I mentioned it last time, the mistrust in our institutions and organizations in Nigeria. We're trying to build our institutions to stand on global standards. We're trying to retain more of our students here to study, to learn, to now impact our society. And we're having things like this. I said it already, that this is a prompter to not even want to trust the system again. Of course, one school has been called out for this particular fraud. The other conversation we had, it was Uni Abuja that we spoke about, 200 fake admissions. It just seems like it's happening a lot across different federal universities, and it's more than just one school. This is a systemic problem. That's why I am shocked that we do not have the ministers responsible for this talking about this. Like, it's not dominating the headline. Education is the major fabric of the society. You cannot ignore these things and expect the country to move forward. You cannot. You say the youth are the what? The future of today, or what? How do we even call it? No, they say it's today now. That is no longer tomorrow. That is now.
Oh yeah, now.
And yet they are clamoring for something that really affects them, and we're not seeing urgency in putting this to play. We have a lot of bright students in Nigeria. We have bright students. We have innovators. We have people that are awesome. They go abroad. They do excellently well. If we don't have a system that is making things work for us, so how exactly do we want to move forward here? So I'm really calling and beckoning. Do we have a call? Okay, we have a comment. Pardon me. Let me take these comments that we have. Okay, this is from Osayomami. Say, for transfer options, how valid are their transcripts? Just asking. Well, we can't really respond to that, but this is actually a very important question. How valid are their transcripts? And also, the school you are transferring them to, are they those schools themselves? Do they have the capacity to take them? Because, I mean, federal universities probably will have even more options. So will those schools have the capacity? It's a really, really sad story, and I'm really hoping, I'm going to be checking the story and be putting an update on this to everyone watching to see how, you know, this opens up. And I hope that the students of University of Calabar Dentistry Department really get, you know, the answers that they want. So in a country where education is often only the ticket out of poverty, crisis like this really cuts deep. The UNICAL admission controversy is not just a university issue. It's a national warning bell. When students have to wear lab coats to protest for their place in classrooms they were admitted to, the system has really failed. And the question now is, will action follow this outrage, or will we just watch another batch of dreams go to waste? The future is watching, and I can tell you it is actually angry. And I'm angry too. Thank you for staying with us, and we'll give you more updates tomorrow on Wade's Breakfast, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Have a great day.